time? What y'all on, black people time?
I'm glad I ain't got your mic on. You talking crazy. That's why your
Man,
mic
you
is
put
muted.
my headphones on.
Put your headphones on.
Okay.
I got an announcement anyway, man.
Uh-oh.
I think this right here, this the end of this, man. I don't think this is gonna work out, bro. I'm about to make an announcement tonight.
Okay, let's make an announcement. Come on, let's make an announcement.
All right, fellas.
All right, now.
Hurry up and get home, man.
Hey.
Nice meeting you, young man. Hey, hurry up and get home, man, because I'm about to make an announcement,
All
bro.
right, okay.
I'm about to make a major announcement, man. Man, cut that.
What you say?
Hey!
What you say?
That's like a deuce of the quarter.
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna just make you want to goddamn.
I got you hit one more time.
Man, you could be fine, and you hear that and be like,
Oh. So you forget all the fine, bro.
man, fun. Man, you want to got no parking lot over there, boy. What you on there?
Let's do it again.
You over there got no.
Oh, Lord. The pop lock. Uh-oh. I think I'm on your screen. I think I'm on your screen, man. I'm on your screen, man.
Say what?
I think I'm on your screen. Hey.
You think you're on my screen?
Yeah.
Man. Oh man, oh no. Man, get out the video. Bro, what you doing? Man, the phone line going crazy, bro.
Yeah. That's
The phone line going crazy.
That's what you need.
All right, we ready. We set, we go. To serve. Oh my goodness. I always have a positive word because I'm here to serve.
Get your call.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. You're on Joaquin Thompson, the Daily Bread Radio Show. What's your name and where you calling from? Good evening, caller. You might have your phone on mute. Good evening, caller. Okay. Like, we ain't faking. It is somebody.
It's not there.
It's somebody there, but maybe they'll call, maybe they'll get back to us, but
631 area code.
man, I don't know. What's 631? I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna get back to the show. But my name's Joaquin Thompson. I'm the host of the Daily Bread Radio Show. And for all of our new audience listeners or new listeners, this show is about personal finance from a spiritual standpoint. And what I try to do is I try to make sure that each and every week that I enlighten everyone, that I share some information that's going to help to do what? Educate, motivate, and elevate. So that way that you can take this information, it's not just like entertainment, even though sometimes I can be entertaining, but because I like to have a lot of fun and make it light. But this is a serious matter because personal finance is tied into everything that we do. It's tied into our spouse, it's tied into our kids, it's tied into our car, clothes, TVs, you name it, it's tied into it. Life insurance, car insurance, what schools your kids go to, what food you eat, all of it's tied into personal finance. So anytime somebody approaches me and say, oh, it ain't no big deal, then I know they need to be tuned in every Thursday from 8 to 9, and then they'll find out that it is a big deal. So this week we got, as usual, we always have a bunch of topics that we're going to go on. We got some people that wanted to call in as well. And this hat right here, see, it kind of it's kind of hard to do with the, with these headphones, but I'm going to make it work because this hat, if you ever see me in life and I have on this hat, if I have on this hat, you know what this hat means? This is what I call, the people that know me, they know I got a ton of hats. I wear a bunch of hats. But this hat right here, this hat has special significance. What this hat means is, if I ever wear this hat, if you ever see me with this hat on, this means that this is my fun hat. This is what I call my fun hat. So today, when I was on my way to the studio, it's all crazy. I don't even care. But when I was on my way to the studio, I had on a different hat. And when I got ready to hit the door, I said, you know what? I looked over and I seen the fun hat. I said, man, I got to put on the fun hat. This the fun hat. So if you ever see me with this hat on, it's the fun hat. So I love the bucket. I love the style. And man, hey man, you know what? I'm not even gonna start on the producer tonight. I've been getting a lot of feedback.
Show 40. Or you rolling?
I know, man.
Rolling.
Come on, man.
Come on.
Come on, man. I ain't gonna.
Show 40.
See, I wasn't even gonna, man.
Yeah, show 40.
Look, man. This show
Show
40.
Yes, sir.
This
Yes,
number
sir.
40.
Yeah.
Like
You-
40.
Man, look at him.
Man, do you know?
Look
Do
at-
you
and
know
that's
the
serious.
significance of 40?
Man, you better tell him.
Do you know?
You better tell him.
Do you know?
Yeah.
What's the significance?
It's a 4 and a 0.
It's a 4 and a 0.
Yes, sir.
This is why I need another producer. This man's supposed to be spiritually based, high intellect. I said, do you know the meaning of it?
40 years. 40
And this
days
joker
and 40
says
nights.
it's a 4 and a 0.
40 days and 40 nights.
Go on, man. See, I was wondering.
Yes, sir. 40 days and 40 nights.
So what was the significance of the 40 days and 40 nights?
You know, I'm gonna tell you something. Honestly speaking,
But how about something even deeper than the 40 days and 40 nights? How about the 40 years
40 years, absolutely. Come on.
in the wilderness?
In the wilderness.
Oh!
But look at it. Didn't have to be that long, though.
Ooh! It didn't have to be that
Didn't
long.
have to be that long.
It
The reason
didn't.
why- The reason why it was that long because God knew that the people were not ready, and so He could not give it to them at that time. He had to wait till they are ready, so He put it on their schedule.
That's why I don't think I could do the Daily Bread radio show for 40 years because that would put me at 91. I could do it. Don't get me wrong now. Don't pressure me.
I'll buy you a cane.
Don't test me. Don't test me.
I'll buy you a cane.
Don't test me. But the thing about it is, it's significance in that because you're right. They didn't have to wait. Well, not even wait, but they didn't have to dwell for 40 years in the wilderness because they could have come out of that sooner. But like you said, God said they weren't ready. So a lot of times the stuff that I'm talking about from a personal finance standpoint, I think the same thing. Sometimes people are doing things and they do it so quickly they're not given time to let it mature and they're not ready. They really are not ready. So for me, got a year behind me. This is the first show into year 2 or the second show into year 2. And the thing about that is that makes it so significant is as I look back on year 1, it was really about people really not being ready. So I don't have a problem with that. So if I go a whole year and somebody just says, yeah, dog on there, he doing his thing, blah, 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 but they ain't really getting it, then I get it. Because I know
They're not ready.
you ain't, you're not ready, but you have to be receptive
Yeah.
when the message comes. Because somebody done turned me on to some stuff before, and I said, man, go on with that.
You know
I
what?
ain't got time for that. I don't know. And then when the timing was right,
You know what though?
it came to me.
Sometimes people are happy in their misery, so you're trying to pull them out of their misery. that they're in.
Boy, you must be.
Sometimes people are happy in their misery.
Boy, you must be.
I
You must be got some rest last night, boy. You only got
I ate some Cheerio, boy.
Boy, he said sometimes people like being in misery and they ain't ready. But I'm gonna show you something.
Show me something.
Let me get that cause I left that Bible out there, man.
Well, let me get it for you.
Yeah, grab that Bible. I'm gonna show you something, man. Since you're an ordained minister
Oh, Lord,
from the Booker T. Washington School of Theology. but hey, I appreciate you, man. My son is on. Why can't I appreciate you, boy? Love you to death, literally. And I see my nephew was on, Andre. Team, I see you. Shout out to the Deuce Dog and the Good Bros. Hey, man, I'm financial. Look, I got to do this is a public service announcement. I'm financial, dog. This is a triple. I'm a triple threat now. I'm financial. I'm registered for the districts, and I done took a chapter photo, boy. Boy, I did this since '98, boy. I'm on the road, team. Roo to roo, and I'm waiting on my gold jacket. I went up in there, man. I ain't been to a frat meeting in so long. This bro asked me, he said, Did you know we was ordering Chinese? I said, dog, I done paid for my, I would have, you know how you be missing this something for so long, then when you finally get it right, you start straight acting up. I go in the frat meet, where my jacket at? The bro was asking me, he's like, man, where you been? I said, hey, bro, hey, I need my sticker for my card to say I'm financial. Mm-hmm. Man, it was so, man, I'm joking about it, but I'm not digressing. I'm just telling you about life. Mm-hmm. You know how good it feels, man, for you to be on purpose.
Yes, sir. And
when you, man, they put up all of the names of the bros who were financial. Mm-hmm. And I saw my name. I went straight to my name. Yep. I must say, Brother Joaquin Thompson. I said, oh, man, ain't this a mess?
Did you take a picture?
And then, oh, yeah, I took a picture. I ain't had time to post it yet, but, bro, he wait till I post these pictures. I got the bros on there. It was a perfect chapter meeting for me. I mean, because I was like, oh, my goodness. And then we messed around and, shoot, some stuff came up, and they were like, no. Are you financial? I said, bruh, you ain't talking to me.
Exactly.
So my Deuce Dog is on, man. We celebrate 20 years this year, man. This 2018. We celebrate 20 years in the frat. Whoa. That's all I can say, man. Whoa.
That's powerful.
That boy. Whoa. I don't care what nobody say. Whoa. 20 years in that guy. Now, I can't speak. I don't know about the Kappas. I don't know about the Alphas. I don't know about the Sigmas. I don't know about the Iotas. I don't know about... Someone on the phone? Okay. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? This is Joaquin with the Daily Bread Radio Show.
Yeah, hi. This is Sophia Stewart.
Sophia, how you doing this evening? Hey, how you doing, Sophia?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing excellent. Can I get you to hold on for just one quick second? I need to... I was gonna make a point on something, and then I digressed. I got kind of filled with the spirit, and so I'm gonna have you to hang on. Why you looking like that, man? I gotta get filled with the spirit. I ain't say I jumped on the ground.
We had a Muslim where they catch the Holy Spirit.
But it could be Muslim too. But sister, just hold on one second.
Go ahead.
And
okay.
My producer, don't mind the producer. But I want y'all to check this out. Just when you get a chance, listen. I just want to share these words with you all from the Bible about, and it's in Proverbs. So like I shared with you all before, a lot of times what I do is like every day, because there's a proverb for every day of the month. So every day I try to, the day is the first, I read the first proverb, Mars the second, so on and so on. Now listen to this. When you think about the Daily Bread Radio Show and what we're doing here, just listen. Now this is in the Bible, so this is not me bringing something to you. This is not something. This is something that's been. It's been forever. It's from forever to forever. That's what this is. Now listen what is in the Bible. It says, the beginning. Listen, the title alone. This is Proverbs 1. It says, the beginning of knowledge. Chapter 1, verse 1. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, judgment, and equity, to give prudence to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear and increase learning, and a man of understanding will attain wise counsel. To understand a proverb and an enigma, the words of the wise and their riddles. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. My son, hear the instruction of your father, and do not forsake the law of your mother, for they will be a graceful ornament on your head and chains about your neck. My son, if sinners entice you, do not consent. If they say, come with us, let us lie in wait and shed blood. Let us lurk secretly in the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them alive like Sheol and whole like those who go down to the pit. We should find all kinds of precious possessions. We should fill our houses with spoil. Cast in your lot among us. Let us all have one purse. My son, do not walk in the way with them. Keep your foot from their path, for their feet run to evil, and they may haste to shed blood. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird, but they lie in wait for their own blood. They lurk secretly for their own lives. So are the ways of everyone who is greedy for gain. It takes away the life of its owners. Then it says the call of wisdom. Wisdom calls aloud outside. She raises her voice in the open square. She cries out in the chief concourses, at the openings of the gate in the city. She speaks her words. How long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity? For scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
Hate knowledge.
And fools hate knowledge. And fools hate knowledge. Turn at my rebuke. Surely I will pour out my spirit on you. I will make my words known to you, because I have called you. Because I have called and you refused, I have stretched out my hand and no one regarded. Because you disdained all my counsel and would have none of my rebuke, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your terror comes. When your terror comes like a storm and your destruction comes like a whirlwind. When distress and anguish come upon you, then they will call on me, but I will not answer. What is that? That's when we get in trouble and we say, what? Lord, I need some help.
Lord, I need you now.
I need you now. I need you now. They will seek me diligently, but they will not find me, because they hated knowledge. Because they hated knowledge. Because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would have none of my counsel and despise my every rebuke. Therefore, they should eat the fruit of their own way. Ooh. Or, and be filled to the full with their own fancies. For the turning away of the simple will slay them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. But whosoever listens to me will dwell safely and will be secure without fear of evil. Brian, did you hear that?
Yes, sir.
That's God speaking to us. He said, I'm telling you what to do, right? So you can't come and say, well, I ain't get it. I ain't understand it. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Because when that time comes and you got calamity in your life, we do what? Oh, God, help me. Please deliver me. If you get me out of this, how many times we done said that? You get me. If you get me out of this,
Just this one more time.
just one time, I promise you, I'm going to do this, whatever this is, no more, right? And
Yep.
sometimes we stick to it, and sometimes
We don't.
So, with that being said, caller, welcome to the Daily Bread Radio Show. And I know my brother was telling me, he gave me a heads up that you was going to be calling, and you had a very powerful story. So I wanted to allow you some time to introduce yourself. And on the Daily Bread Radio Show, I know this is your first time calling in, so one of the things with the Daily Bread Radio Show, we talk about everything, but we feel like everything is tied back into personal finance. So as you tell your story, sister, I'm going to allow you to, explain to us or give us your background and tell us your story, but then we're going to have a little dialogue about it. Is that okay?
That would be great. I was just listening to you talk about, the spiritual verses from the Bible. And my name is Sophia Stewart. Hi, everyone.
How you doing?
I'm the brother of and creator and owner of the Matrix and Terminator movie franchises.
Woo! Sophia, wait a minute.
Right.
Woo! Wait a minute. Hold up, y'all. See, I told y'all, look, straighten up, man. I think you the biggest guest we done had on here so far. Man, play the claps or something. Man,
Wow.
Sophia, did you say, wait a minute. See, I had been telling people, I was like, if you do this long enough, people are going to cross your path.
Exactly. Yeah.
She said, did you say you was the writer and owner?
Owner the creator of the Matrix and Terminator movie franchises.
Matrix and Terminator.
Terminator movie franchises. I had a second court case in the Utah Federal Court, September the 25th, 2014, 4 years ago, I won. And all they've been doing is smearing on the internet the first court case that the white attorney came and sabotaged to keep them from defendants, Warner Brothers, and the others, James Cameron, Gail Ann Hurd, and Anthony and Larry Wachowski, from going to jail.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Matrix comes from the Bible. It's a 7,000-year-old word that means is Latin for the woman's womb. It's mentioned 5 times in the King James Bible, 3 times in Exodus, 2 times in Numbers. Exodus 34th chapter, 19th verse, God says, "He who opens up the matrix are mine, my children, born with souls."
God, oh.
You can Google it, and everybody that's listening out there, Google it, and you'll see.
Whoa.
I'm telling the truth. What
Whoa.
I wrote was the second coming of the Christ, the evolution of consciousness, man versus the machine. In other words, the oracle prophecy is that a baby is going to be born that's going to destroy the machines when they enslave mankind. So the Terminator, all of the Terminators on this planet selling alien technology have to time travel to the past. It's past, present, future time travel. The Terminator End-Time Revelation is the beginning or the prequel of the epic story to the Matrix.
Wow.
So the Terminator
Woo.
is a microchip clone naked cyborg, naked without shame. He has no shame because he has no soul. He's soulless. And so he has to go to the past to kill Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor is Neo's mother. Neo is an anagram for the one. Neoone, one is the same. And John the Revelator in the Bible
Time out. I'm about to throw a flag. Hold up. Time out, Sophia. Time out. Wait a minute, sister. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Because you just, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. You gotta, man, I mean, yeah, let's take a quick little, we just take a little pause so people, you gotta be able to digest that. That was deep. I mean, that was deep, Sophia. That was, but go ahead, sister.
True.
I know, that's why I'm sitting there like,
It's an interview about it.
man, that
I
is,
am the only one to get to interview about it. You do not see these liars and thieves on any talk show saying they wrote the Matrix and Terminator. No James, no Gail Ann Hurd, no Andy and Larry Wachowski, nowhere. And there to be a deposition that would put them in jail for fraud and lies. Theft.
ooh, man, that, Sophia, you, that is, I mean, because I remember I watched both of them. I watched, Terminator growing up, of course, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then Neo in the Matrix trilogy. So just taking it back a little bit. So help us to understand your story. So you wrote it. Did you take it? That's what I'm saying. Did you? Right. That's what I'm saying. So did you take it?
It comes from my book and my script.
Oh, so you say that somebody?
They stole it. They took it from her.
Oh, okay.
They took all the material.
1981, 83, and 84.
So somebody stole all of that.
I am book work. Yeah,
Wow.
they stole copyrighted work, and they got it. Been staying out of jail because of a former attorney general named William Barr, B-A-R-R. He used to be a former U.S. Attorney General from 91 to 93. He's on the board of Time Warner, and he has been keeping Arnold Schwarzenegger and all these other people, Andy and Larry Wachowski, James Cameron, Gail Ann Hurd, 20th Century Fox, all of these people and companies from going, executives of the companies from going to jail. He is the one that's been subverting the system of justice.
Ooh, that is deep, brother. Ooh,
It's the truth.
that is
They
deep.
have pulled a Milli Vanilli and a Houdini on all of you. Milli
Wow.
Vanilli was lip syncing. They never.
Oh, you ain't got to tell me because I was mad with them jokers coming out with them tight pants on first, so I was so focused on that. And then they had the nerve to not be singing. I was like, that's crazy.
Andy and Larry Wachowski and James Cameron, Gail Ann Hurd has been giving y'all lip service because you guys have never seen anything they've ever written in life. I've written several books. I'm an author, a paralegal. I studied to be an attorney. I studied under some of the most brilliant attorneys, famous and brilliant attorneys from Manhattan and Brooklyn, legal minds.
Okay.
I'm from the boogie down the Bronx myself, Sophia Stewart from New York.
Okay.
I went to grad school at USC. I have a degree in journalism, a double major in law and psychology. I was studying to be a lawyer and a doctor.
Okay. You said USC?
That's right, University of Southern California. Marcus Allen, Ronnie Lott, Marcus Curley, James Sinclair, Dennis Johnson, and the Moore brothers and others were my classmates. Charles
Wow.
White was on his way out. He was the Heisman winner. When I was just coming in, I was at USC from 1979 to 1983.
Right. That's what I was going to say because I think Charles White was right in like 82, 3 or 4, something like
No,
that.
he was graduating in 1979. He was
Oh, so
coming
it's-
out. One of he might have came out like.
But I thought Marcus Allen was older than him. Right? I guess Marcus would have
Yeah.
been out like 77.
Yeah, Marcus Allen, Ronnie Lott, those guys were former football players, all of them.
Oh yeah, that was my team when I was growing up. The Raiders and Marcus Allen was the running back, and I remember he went to SC and Ronnie Lott.
Yeah, he played FC, and I went to his Heisman party.
Whoa.
Marcus
Steve.
had a little crush on the football player.
Okay. So big man.
But
I can't, you know.
I had another pro football player who was a superstar, Anthony Davis, who was my boyfriend at the time, who suggested that I go to SC, his school.
Wow. So, so were the books, when you start writing the books, did you write them and publish and copyright them, or these books?
Yeah, they're books. These books have been out and published and copyrighted and selling around the entire world. In fact, I've already written more Matrix. The Matrix 4 came out June of 2010.
Wow. So are you looking, now, the way that the landscape has changed and you won the court case, are the next steps like to kind of go into like a Netflix or something like, because I'm thinking.
No, not a Netflix. One of them offered me $30 million for the script. It's not going to no Netflix unless Netflix making some type of deal with me for streaming.
Yeah, that ain't enough. I'm like, wait a minute.
Make a licensing deal with me.
Yeah, I'm saying like, because Netflix signing people for like 150, 250. So I know the Matrix franchise is like,
Yeah, the Matrix have made billions of dollars.
Yeah, that's what I said.
every year.
I can't, you're a paralegal, but I'm just saying me from a layman's, I guess you would call me a layman financial literacy type of person. 30 million, I think that's undervalued for what you have. That's a.
Well, it's not buying the franchise. The
You talking about rights?
The Terminator is anywhere between $2 to $4 billion, $2 billion each. So like $4 billion or something like that or more
Easy.
for the
Easy.
franchise. The script
Easy.
is totally another animal. Like that script can go anywhere from $30 to $100 million because it's going to make immediately $6 billion immediately because it has 3 to 4 billion fan base around the world. So that's ticket sales. So all you do is put it in front of those 3 to 4 billion fans, and they're going to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's going to be in real 3D for the first time. Because Matrix has never been in real 3D because when it came out March the 31st, 1999, during the national release, there was no real 3D. So this will be the first time quantum physics, sacred ancient geometry, and calculus jumping off of the screen.
Ooh. Ooh. So where are we at? I mean, I'm saying we look like we like, I done got on the team already.
Yeah,
like what we
do next?
what we doing when we find out. I mean, I'm sorry.
What they
Sophia.
see in us.
I'm like, when we going out to back down lake? Oh, I mean, when well, you know y'all are right. So when I was trying to get out, Sophia's, what are the next steps for you and your manuscripts and the franchises?
Well,
And
the books are selling on my website, matrixterminator.com, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Madhu Bookstore in Atlanta, where you can go into the physical store and buy the books physically.
man, I ain't been
But
to it.
Walmart and Amazon and Barnes & Noble,
That's
it's on
near.
demand in my website. As soon as you come in there and you order it, and the company ships it to you, you get it.
So you say we can go into Madhu and get it, or go online to?
If you're in Atlanta, Georgia,
Yeah, we're in Atlanta. Where you at?
you go right into Madhu, M-E-D-U, Madhu Bookstore, and buy the physical book.
Oh, I know Madhu. I know Madhu is Nia still the owner? I think they
Yeah,
got.
you can go in there, Doug,
Yeah.
guy Doug, and yeah, you can go in there and you can get the physical book.
Okay.
I always tell in my interviews where people can get it. People in foreign countries, you can go to Amazon, you can go to Walmart, Barnes and Noble, and you can get it as soon as you walk in and order it. They will ship it to you. If you want it expedited, you can get it in 1 day.
Sophia, are you in Atlanta?
Go on my website and get ebooks for people who want digital books. You can go on my and get physical books. My company will ship it out to you also.
Wow. Where are you located now?
I'm in Vegas. I've been in Vegas since '05, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay.
Since '05. I'm on the same time as California time zone.
Wow.
PST, Pacific Standard Time.
Wow, that's deep. Okay, so give us the website again, because we're gonna put it in our chat for our audience.
You know, it's Matrix Terminator. Matrix Terminator is one word, so it's www.matrixterminator.com. Matrix Terminator is one word. You can't forget that.
Nope.
If you do forget it, on truthaboutmatrix.com, or you can Google Sophia Stewart, and the website will pop up when you Google my name, Sophia Stewart. Sophia, like the movie actress.
Okay.
Stewart, like Jimmy Stewart with a T. SOPHIASTEWART, and truthaboutmatrix.com will come up, and matrixterminator.com. The website will come up. You'll see videos. You will see pictures. If you hit images, you'll see pictures of me and Lawrence Fishburne and other celebrities, because there are tons of celebrities who want to be in Matrix 4. Famous directors and producers have flown in and come in to take me up to dinner, wine and dine me, because they want a piece of the Matrix 4, the fourth installment, everybody. Get more Matrix.
So with the fourth installment, not to give it away, but this is like it's like Star Wars. So we gonna go back with Keanu Reeves, or we're gonna put a brother in there?
Well,
Is the brother gonna be Neo? Is the brother? I won't.
I'm the one that created the characters, the graphics, the logos, the special effects.
So can we get? I mean, what I need to do to get
Two
casted?
and three.
You know the person, you know.
A dream, and so Neo and Trinity didn't die. Because why would I kill my workout?
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, is it going to be? But I mean, the way we are now, would it be? I mean, could we cast a brother to be Neo in the fourth installment, or do we have to stay on that Keanu Reeves path?
Well, Keanu Reeves is father is Asian Polynesian, so why would he not come back?
No, I'm just asking the question. I'm just.
Oh no, I'm saying that yes, he came back. I sent him a poster, and he loved it.
Okay.
And he's the one that made the franchise famous, in a sense. His image.
Yeah, Neo was Neo. I think that was, to me, I think that was his big coming out party. Was The Matrix.
Yeah, and if you Google the book right in front of you right now, you'll see his image on the cover of the book. He's on the cover. So is Morpheus, and so is Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah, because Lawrence Fishburne. But we can get a new Morpheus. Because Lawrence Fishburne, he might be. Man, I wonder if I could. I ain't been in
No,
acting
the
school.
actors, they get in shape for the role.
No, I'm just
They
saying.
get in shape when it's time for them to come out and act.
Yeah, I need to.
They get in shape. They can play any kind of role. They can look any kind of way. The true
What's the name of the new one?
professional actor,
What's the name of the new one?
he's phenomenal until he leaves this earth.
Wow. Okay, but that's deep. That's
And
deep.
Lawrence is a phenomenal actor.
Oh, no doubt.
And he loves
No doubt.
He and Keanu Reeves and Carrie Ann Moss got themselves together for the media and showed the media they were ready to come back and do the fourth installment of The Matrix.
And the fourth installment. What's the title of the fourth installment?
It's called Matrix Evolution. The first
Matrix
one is The Matrix.
Right.
The second one is Reloaded. The third one is Revolution. And the fourth one is Evolution, cracking the genetic codes. It
Whoa.
tells you the continuation of the Matrix, of the story, where the new machines are coming to take the place of the old agent programs. And it's greater technology than what you saw in the first Matrix in '99.
Okay, so here.
Everything's greater, newer. There's a new ship. There's new machines, new technology, alien technology. We're talking about greater and new.
Yeah. But here's a challenge though.
Star Wars is not going to see no old ships from 40 years ago.
Hey, because I was going to say.
No old days.
Hey, I was going to say.
Oh, listen, it's not no reboot, no retrash, no rehash.
No, this is all digital. This is all new.
All my fans know that love the Matrix and Terminator has been reading it around the world, in
Whoa.
different countries, that it's greater than one.
So what are we gonna do with the Terminator though? I just,
Terminator, I'm going to do the Terminator 5, Rebirth of the Machines.
but I'm saying Arnold. We ain't gonna do Arnold again, are we?
Oh, no. Listen, that ain't not going to happen. Grumpy old Terminator is not going to happen, okay?
Okay.
I've already threatened them with a RICO to put them in jail if they try to do consumer fraud and give y'all a grumpy old Terminator when an old Terminator is trying to fight an old Linda Hamilton. That's not going to happen.
I've been working out.
Oh Lord,
I
All
mean,
they've been trying to do is give y'all some
garbage.
old garbage, salvation, and
John Wayne.
That's why both of them flopped.
Yeah, John Wayne.
Remember, both of them flopped. They were horrible. Didn't have
Yeah.
nothing to do with the real storyline. The Terminator is the prequel to the Matrix. It's the
Wow.
whole story about how when you see the teenager, how he looks like a girl because he's hidden out on paper as a
Yep.
girl, and you see him as the third Terminator. He's a young man, but he sleeps still, consciously sleeps. Doesn't know why the Terminator is trying to kill him and why they're trying to protect him. And then he's hidden in the city where the Terminators and the agents are all looking for him. They're looking for these indigo kids that we see in the crystals of the young adults that you see with the oracle, the little boy bending the spoon. They're looking here and there for Neo, but nothing happens. Little Neo reaches the age of 30 years of age. Reloading happened, the rebellion, and the revolution starts. And this is where he goes through the pod, it's the baptismal, where his human side dies, and he ascends into his light body. He's flying, but he's not Superman, but he's able to dodge bullets. He's able to touch the mirror by going into other dimensions. He's able to go into antimatter, which is Agent Smith, and he blows them up because matter going into antimatter blows it up.
Right.
So this is the whole story. I'm telling you what the Terminator Matrix is. Without each other, they're nothing. The Terminator goes right straight into the Matrix, and the Matrix continue on, but greater than the entire whole first story.
Wow. Wow.
An
That's
epic story.
that's. I
That's
mean.
what epics are. They are continuations. They're
Whoa.
not going in other directions. I'm not going to let that happen. What you saw with 2 and 3 were horrible, and the fans hated it. One fan said it felt like somebody kicked him in his groin area when he saw 2 and 3.
So with the newest.
And I had to do away with it.
Right, so with the new installments coming out, so I mean, you're gonna have like, I guess, director rights, or you're gonna be able to go in and say, hey, I want it shot this way or that, with the different movie houses.
Control. I'm gonna have some creative control to make sure that it stays pure Matrix. Pure Matrix is 1. Matrix 1. Pure Terminator is 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to have to do something with 4 in Salvation, but I'll fix that. The Terminator 5 is the rebirth of the machine. How the machines were born, how everything got started from the beginning.
Whoa.
It is the whole beginning story.
But
It's going to blow people away.
I think for me, one of the things that's like blowing me away now, I remember seeing both of those movies growing up and was like, oh yeah, and then I get it like you saying, like matter versus antimatter, and going into these different dimensions and the machines. But now the thing is like making this so deep is because now, for me, as I look at the way that the world that we live in, I can see us, like my grandson is 7, so I can see within the next 50 years where you do have these basically like armies of machines doing things and getting more and more powerful about being able to do things. So I just, that's the thing that's kind of blowing me away, because I'm like, pretty much a computer.
Yeah, but I show exactly how they advance, how they enslave mankind, how they take over. See,
that's the scary part.
The rebirth is taking it to the future of how the machines got into control in the first place, how they enslaved mankind, why they were worried about Neo, the one who was going, the part of the Oracle's prophecy, is the only one who was going to destroy them. And why they would have a concern, why they would send a Terminator into the past to kill Sarah Connor, and then Kyle Reese comes to protect her, and he inadvertently gets her pregnant. That's that's what happens when you time travel.
Ooh.
You change the timeline, things get blurred.
Wow.
Because you leave something in the past, and it affects the future.
Okay.
That's what the whole story is about.
Wow. Okay. And my producer had a question for you too, Sophia.
Hey, Mr.
Yeah.
Phil. Hey, Mr. Phil. How you
I have a
doing?
question.
How you doing tonight, Mr. Phil?
Fine.
Good. First, I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk to you. Definitely appreciate it. How much research did it take for you to get to this point? Because you put a lot of thought into this, and I know it took hours and years and years and years of research so you can get to the point where you are. Because a lot of people don't know about a lot of things that you're seeing and that you're displaying in the movie, and they look at it for the entertainment value. They never looked at it for what you're talking to us about right now. So how much research did you have to do to get to the
I
point?
didn't do any research. I'm a prodigy. I'm polymathematician like Tesla and Leonardo da Vinci, a visionary,
Mm-hmm.
a
Oh,
seer,
wow.
a person who was born before time. I'm talking about digital downloading in the Matrix, where in 1980, you never heard of digital downloading, where Trinity tells Hank to give her a download so she can fly a helicopter. I'm talking about computerized warfare with drones and body scanners and food scanners.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the Trilateral Commissions, the Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the banks and the corporations, the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds.
Mm-hmm.
This is 35 years before you guys even heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
This is in 1980. I'm playing video games, so there's no way in the world that Andy Larwachowski could be playing any video games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching martial arts movies, Bruce Lee,
Mm-hmm.
and the real Hidden Dragons and Crushing Tigers, the real movies from Japan, Japanese movies. In Times Square, I'm from New York City, the Boogie Down, the Bronx.
Mm-hmm. Miss Sophia, let me ask
I
you.
took in high school, I took the New York Regents, got a diploma, and went into college and got a college degree.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have to do any
Research?
or any of that. It's all inside of me, and when I speak, it'll come out of me. I can talk to scholars, I can talk to scientists, doctors, politicians, anyone. They can ask me any question, and I can give them the answer. I'm talking about alien technology that's not even here yet. A virtual penal system that's coming in Matrix 4. A hovercraft. I'm talking about an alien ship that's going to take the place of the Nebuchadnezzar. Is the duo, because I'm the one that created that alien ship that you see in the Matrix, the graphics, the special effects, the characters.
So what, I mean, with,
I know you don't believe it, but
no, it's not about, I don't think it's about
it's
belief.
the third eye Matrix book, and see for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And I think for me,
Copyright that I showed you.
yeah, I was saying, it's not, I don't think it's about belief, Ms. Stewart. I think it's more along the lines of one of the words that you used earlier about being a visionary and having insight into things, because, you know, books like, and I look at series like that, because that's one of the things that, if you watch a movie, that's one thing, right? But if you ever pick up the book of the movie and you read through it, just the creativity that goes into creating what it is that you're reading, like these different robots and how they're made and all these different components. Like, what does this mean? Oh, this is the antifreeze, you know, anti-serum venom or what have you, but that has to come from somewhere.
I wanted to tell you, I go beyond the metal because H.G. Wells is a visionary like myself. He was born during the iron industry.
Right.
So when he saw metal robot as a metal, you know, that's why you see with all those old white science fiction writers, it's talking about old metal robots clankety clank.
Right.
In 1984, they have never seen a naked microchip clone cyborg. Never, because I was born in the digital age. They were still working from the H.G. Wells premises, because he was born during the iron industry. See, we're the type of people, Tesla, H.G. Wells, myself, that come upon the earth every 100 years to advance civilization. Advance civilization with new technology. This is why Tesla had the wireless light bulb and the powers that AT&T and Sprint and Verizon are using right now while you have a wireless phone in your hand.
Right.
Those are the reasons. Now, I come with digital downloading and computerized warfare where they won't have to fight physical wars, but they will fight them digitally. And this is where the video games come from. I introduced the first virtual images that you see the physical image of their bodies are in the ship, and their virtual or their actual bodies are going up and down the telephone line.
Ooh.
I'm talking about the first wireless engine in Matrix 4 that starts up with a musical note, where Morpheus starts it up with a musical note, he and Neo is riding in it. This is in Matrix 4. Now, Kia went in there and sewed a little clip of that with Morpheus, the 2014 Kia commercial with Morpheus. Google it right now. The 2014 Kia, K-I-A, Kia commercial with Morpheus.
Uh-huh.
It's the wireless engine that starts up with a musical note. Now, we had first the T-Model 4 that ran with water, with no gas station. The first T-Model car with water, a steam engine, and the boats. They ran off of water. The second one was the fossil fuel gasoline. And the third, right now, is Tesla's car, the electrical car.
Right.
They run off electricity. And I'm introducing frequencies, vibrations, like the microwave, where the car engine has no wires, has no carburetor, needs no fluid.
Whoa.
Starts up with a musical note. When you get the Matrix 4 book, you'll see this.
So, I
I'm
mean,
talking about a virtual penal system where no more jails anymore. Don't need them. That you'll have these laser rings around you, and that's a prison.
whoa,
Laser rings.
whoa, whoa. I mean,
You
woo-wee.
white
I
laser
mean-
rings around your body and your arms.
Miss
If
Stewart.
you steal something, it activates the laser ring and it cuts your hand off.
Ooh.
Because in the future, you become your own judge, jury, and executioner.
I'm not usually like lost for words, but I'm lost this morning. Well, I'm saying this morning, look, I'm lost this evening. But I think for me too, Ms. Stewart, and I know we're getting short on time, and we definitely appreciate you calling in tonight. How could we go about, because I want to get I'm a big reader or avid reader. How could I get copies, like signed copies of your book?
Well, once you get the book, you contact me. I will tell you how any and everybody, because people from foreign countries get autographed copies of my book.
Yeah, that's what I
They've
want to
been
hear.
getting autographed copies since way back in '05 with the Third Eye Matrix, and since 2010 with Matrix 4.
Okay.
So all you got to do is contact me, and I'll give you guys instructions on how to get autographed copies. Anybody who's interested in autographed copies, but like I said, you can order from my website. People who are interested in ebooks or physical books, and people in foreign countries, you go to Amazon.com and get your book, or you can go to Walmart or Barnes and Noble. It's on demand. I don't tell people where they go, but if they go directly to me, and I got the ebooks for those who want the ebooks. And or if you want to learn at Georgia, go to Medu, MEDU, and get the physical book. You can walk in and buy the book physically.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Medu because I'm very familiar with Medu, so I'm gonna go by Medu. But I need to get an autograph copy. So we definitely want to thank you for joining us this evening. We have about 5 minutes left in the show. So as far as your contact information, can you share that with the listening audience one more time?
Yes, please, people, get in contact with me. Visit my website, truthaboutmatrix.com or matrixterminator.com. Matrix Terminator is one word, www.matrixterminator.com. Or simply Google Sophia Stewart and the website to come up the link, and you can just click on it and get the book, get more Matrix, and contact me. There's contact information, my email address, and a phone number to contact me.
Okay. So we'll definitely do that. Yeah, I'm gonna go out and order mine like right away, just because it's you, and you are, like you said, a prodigy, and I look at you as being like with us, because I just think that from a creativity and from a high level standpoint that is all of this, the mother of civilization is really coming through black people. So I don't know, I don't want to put no label on it like African American, Cuban American.
No, that's
all that
because
kind of
there's
stuff.
no such thing as African American. It's a place, it's a nation, it's not a race.
Exactly.
And they need to stop saying all that and teaching people wrong stuff.
Yeah, that's what.
Because there are white people, all kind of white people born in Africa that are African Americans, that they're connected with America. And they come over here and they can prove they're African Americans and get all the affirmative action money. People who are calling themselves here in America that's just born here Americans. they can't even get any of that money because they can't prove there are no African Americans.
Wow, that's
They
true.
kidnapped the black people from up north and brought them to the south to slave them.
Yep.
And they invented that story that they got them from Africa. Black people was all over the whole entire globe. You didn't have to go 6,000 or 7,000 miles to get no black people. They were everywhere.
Oh, that's true, no
They were
doubt.
all over.
And Miss,
I just want to say this one thing to
Sure.
Harriet Tubman and to Journey Truth. We went from the north to the south and sold them back and brought them back to the freedom where they were stolen from. 12 years a slave. Watch that movie, people, and learn the truth.
that's it. And read that book because that'll give you some more insight. So, Ms. Stewart, we definitely want to thank, and for real, I mean, because we do a lot of joking on the show, but you by far have been the most, I guess, prominent, insightful guest that I've had on my show. And my producer also wanted to talk to you about coming on another one of our shows. It's called The Morning Glow. And I know you said that you're in
Yes, I
Vegas.
would love to. Yeah, I would love to do it and come back on to this show, whatever show.
You definitely coming back on this show. I got to send you a T-shirt and everything. You my number one guest. I might get, this might be my breakout show right here. I know, man. I'm like,
Yeah, it's top shelf, boy.
look at you, man.
Top shelf, boy.
Hey, that's why I'm doing what I do. Because just think, see, that's what I was just thinking earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Had I quit
Mm-hmm.
at 39, right,
Mm-hmm.
I would have never met Sophia.
Exactly.
Right? I would have never known her. Had I quit, had I just stopped, right? Because that's what I was going to say earlier when I told you I had an announcement.
Mm-hmm.
The announcement was this. This was going to be my last show.
Please do not say that.
This was going to be my last show. This. I wanted to wait till everybody got on. This, tonight, was going to be my last show.
That's not 1,000.
I know it ain't 1,000.
No.
But listen, it was April Fool's. But it's not an April Fool's joke because the date is 1st of March. It's up here. You gotta excuse us because we also have a thing. I know he was my producer. He was almost starting to cry. He was looking at me. He was like, "No, please." No, man. Hey, no, I'm 1,000. I'm in for at least 1,000. But I do believe that because of and I really would be remiss if I took the credit for having you on. It was my cousin. My cousin reached out to me earlier this week and he said, "Man, I got a phenomenal young lady that I met that I told her about your show and she said that she would, be willing to call in." And he was sharing your story with me. He gave me a little snippet and I wrote everything down. And he said, "Yeah, she's gonna call in Thursday," but I definitely have to give all of that credit to my cousin, Cedric Jones, AKA most people know him as Cornbread. But
Yeah.
he was the one.
Cornbread did that.
Yeah, he was the one that told me about you, told me that you were willing to come on the show, and all jokes aside, I sincerely thank you for taking the time out to call my show. It just gave, it continues to give me confirmation that I'm on purpose, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and if I wasn't, then me and you, our paths would not have crossed, and I wouldn't have been able to, be a part of
Yeah, and I want to say,
Matrix
yeah, and I
4.
want to say thank you, Cornbread, and a shout out to Corey White.
Yeah.
And I want to say
Tell him
thank
to call
you,
her. Tell him to call
Cornbread.
her.
Huh?
Tell him to
Thank
call
you.
and set up something.
Okay. Yeah, my producer said he's going to reach out to you directly, Ms. Stewart, to get something set up for the Morning Glow. And I'm going to have you back on in the future. I'm going to go and buy my book. And I guess once I buy it, you'll tell me, I'll reach out to you, you tell me how to get it autographed, because I got to have an autographed copy. Because now,
Oh, I
I think that's
definitely
cornbread.
will.
I think it's cornbread. I'm not sure.
I definitely
Okay.
will.
yeah, we got another caller. What's your name and where you calling from?
It's Cornbread from New York. I just want to say you're welcome.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
I just want to say you're welcome.
Yes,
You're welcome,
that was great.
Sophia. You're welcome, Raheem. You're welcome, Joaquin.
Man, hey, we appreciate that
We.
because we needed that cornbread and
And more to come down the pipe.
That's awesome, man. So,
Right.
hey, we on purpose. I can't. Hey, I'm tearing up. I'm tearing up as I'm even thinking about this, man. I just think I was about to stop.
You want to go?
Nah, you can't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop.
And just think, when I came in today, I had an announcement. I was about to shut it down.
April Fools.
April Fool.
In March.
But then I said,
In
oh,
March.
today March 1st.
Yeah, they have. We gonna make it happen. We gonna take it to 2040, 2050.
Man, look, after we done talked to Sophia, now I got to go into like 2066, you know what I'm saying? The Daily Bread Radio, I'm having a microphone in my jaw, I don't even need this, this foolishness. Look, I just static now, I can throw this microphone away, and I had a microphone in my jaw,
Yeah.
and it'll pick up the frequency.
I'm getting
No, I wouldn't even be in there, it'll be in my
I'm
mind.
getting the lapel mics.
No, it'll be in my mind. We're gonna have an implant, I can just think a thought, and it'll be
It's
boom.
just project over.
Look at you, man. Let Miss Stewart come up with all this stuff. Now you want to rig up something.
Yeah.
Nah, you ain't rigging up nothing. No.
I can figure out something.
No, man, stay right over
He
there.
thinking about the Terminator. He thinking about the
I know he coming up talking about he gonna put some motor oil on a speaker and come up with. He talking about putting some motor oil on the speaker. He gonna come up with a machine. I'm like, nah, bro, that ain't no machine, bro.
He said 40.
So it's like. But I definitely want to thank you all for. Man, I'm not saying nothing else about the Morning Glow until in the morning. We gonna reach out to Miss Sophia. Yeah, the Morning Glow. That's the second highest rated show on our network.
The second.
The Daily Bread Radio Show is ranked #1. On our network. This is the #1 show.
Take it to new heights.
Taking it to new heights. So in closing, because you know we always have to do a book of the week, and the book of the week, and it's timely. The book of the week this week, I have 2 books. Real quick, the first book is called The Master Cleanser. The reason I brought this book on, The Master Cleanser, is because I want everybody to be thinking. I mean, we be talking about stuff in the future, and in order for you to be a part of the future, you got to take care of yourself. You got to cleanse, you got to eat right, you got to make sure you're taking enough water, get all those toxins, get all of that acid, all of that buildup, all that high blood pressure, diabetes, all them heart attacks. We got to get all of that out of our system. And the Master Cleanser is one way. It's something that you definitely want to check with your physician or your physician's assistant or whomever you get your health counseling from. But this is something where you need to just take some time and go on a fast. Similar to what we said last week, we're going on this negativity fast. So that way anything negative come onto your radar, you just say go on with that. Just use that term like go on. You just getting all of that negativity out of your system. So the Master Cleanser is one. It's by Stanley Burroughs. And it's a deep book. It's an easy read. It's only like maybe 40, 45 pages. But it tells you the importance of your diet and how when you're eating the wrong foods, how all of those toxins build up in your body over time. It's kind of like driving a car and never getting the oil change, right? So if you change the oil in your car, you need to change the oil within your body as well. So make sure you pick up a copy of the Master Cleanser. And this one is one of my all-time favorites. I'm talking too fast. The Richest Man in Babylon. The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. So if you're really ready to get your personal finance life together, make sure you pick up a copy of this. This is a very easy read, but this is a timeless read. I mean, this book will tell you some of the key secrets into getting your personal finances in order. And it's written from a biblical standpoint in Babylon, but everything that's in this book is applicable to today. So make sure you pick up a copy of this book. Make sure that you go out to matrixterminator.com and pick up those books that were written by Sophia Stewart on Matrix and the Terminator. And you can also reach her at truthaboutmatrix.com. Right? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we got everybody. All right. Thank you. So Miss Sophia, we want to thank you for joining us again. My producer will be reaching out to you to be a guest on the Morning Glow. I'll make sure that I reach out to you and have you come back on in the future as well, because we're just scratching the surface. I got to go home and digest all of this. The feedback from our audience on Facebook Live has been tremendous. You know, everybody's like, wow, they're so, like, they're amazed by the information that you were sharing with them. And I know, just like the books and the Matrix and the Terminator, we just scratched the surface tonight. So we definitely want to have you come back on in the future. And we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day and coming to share it with us.
All right. I thank you guys, and I'll see you guys soon.
Okay. Thank you. Hey, and listen to Cornbread. You know I love you, man. Couldn't do it without you,
I love
man.
you too, man.
Listen to audience. Look, I almost
That's blood and stick.
I almost stopped today, but look, I kept going. See what happened? I kept going. So we got show 40 in the can, as they say. We going to 41. I'm getting in shape so I can get in the next Matrix.
You know I'm gonna keep pushing you. I'm gonna keep pushing you, baby. I'm gonna keep pushing you. I'm gonna motivate you.
Hey,
I'm gonna motivate you, baby.
hey, you can't do it without the team. So you on the team. You've been on the team. So whatever you bring, you know, you stand them up, or I knock them down. So y'all have a beautiful week.
We're gonna knock him out the box. Knock him out the box.
Hey! I gotta get my gold jacket. What? Hey man, what's all that static?
Oh, you gonna go?
Man, what's all this static? I gotta go get my gold jacket, man.
Trying to sing.
Cornbread, no singing, man. No singing, bro. Why do you that? Joaquin. Hey, boy.
I'll always have a positive word because I'm
Man, I can do another one of these like right now. I'm like Kobe.
because I'm here to serve.
I can go right back. Oh!
Like a time. Like a time.
No, don't do it. Here we go, y'all.